what's the latest here? What more can you tell us?
Well, the latest is, as you say, the deal has been done. The COP president, the Chilean presidency, Carolina Schmidt, who you've been looking at, she has brought the gavel down on this deal finally. It's been long, it's been hard, it's been painful, it's been tiring, it's been very, very divisive. But they do have a deal at last. It's been massively watered down. It's not what everybody wants, especially the small island states. At one point, they were completely carved out of the negotiations, which is an extraordinary state of affairs. And the Marshall Islands have released this statement saying the text adopted does not reflect anything near what we wanted. It is the bare minimum. I have to say that given the vortex of indecision and national differences that we were in, and these talks were very much under threat of collapse, that many people will take what we have right now. Remember, this is all about building ambition for 2020 when the Paris Agreement mechanism takes full flight and, in theory, it enables nations around the world to work together to fight climate change.
Well, Nick, so what exactly has been agreed? It might not be what everyone wanted, but certainly, is there anything to be optimistic about in the text that has been approved?
Well, all the NGOs here, the main thing they're optimistic about is that the very sacrosanct element of the text, which is called Article 6, has remained intact and wasn't taken apart here. And it's actually just been pushed down the road to be discussed at the next climate conference, which is in Bonn in the summer, and then on to Glasgow next year. And Article 6 is a rather unwieldy, heavy-going article, part of the draft of the document, which talks about carbon trading and carbon markets. And Brazil and the United States were particularly trying to get that to go their way, and the smaller nations were fighting it all the time. So that's been kicked down the road. Another big one was an issue of ambition, which is that ambition that nations should demonstrate when they go to Glasgow next year that they are willing to do what is required to take on climate change and close the gap between what science says needs to happen and where we're at with global warming right now, which is leading us into extremely dangerous territory.
And Nick, in terms of the next summits moving forward, is there cause for optimism, or is the problem just being kicked down the road?
I think the general view is that it's good that this has survived. It could have collapsed. It could have collapsed. There's a long way to go. There's a lot of hard work to do as the summer comes up at that conference in Bonn. And then it's all on the British presidency of the next COP in a year's time in Glasgow to really turn around. That's the crucial one. And that's what has to make the Paris Agreement fly.
OK, Nick Clark there, live for us in Madrid. Thanks very much indeed for bringing us the latest.